Hello Virgo, welcome to Creators on the Crest. I'm Stephanie and this is your September monthly reading. Today we'll be doing a Celtic cross and then pulling an oracle card for the Virgo collective at the end of the reading. Of course I have my assistant Blazer the Morky here. You can find him on Instagram. We're trying to build up his little videos and photos, which are oh so cute, so be sure to check him out. Keep in mind these are general readings, so take only what resonates and leave the rest. You might want to check out your sun, moon, rising, or north node for additional context and texture. And then also in the description below, I have links for personal readings, donations, and for connecting on social media, which is also really exciting. So be sure to check that out as well, Virgo. Happy birthday to you many beautiful Virgos. You can see I am in white, representing your beautiful innocence and your beautiful virginity. And just that it's so important that we have your energies in the world, because you have the ability and the mental intellect, the groundedness of the earth in order to really transform and make things beautiful here from a very pure perspective. And I think it represents how crystal clear you can get on things, that you just know things that other people don't, or you're right about things that other people don't have a clear perspective on. So happy birthday to you, and thank you so much for tuning in. Okay, let's take a look at what's going on with you, Virgo. So you're starting off your current energy with the Ace of Swords. I love this for you. This is representative of that intellect I was just mentioning and how you're clear on things that others are not, but it could also represent a personal breakthrough for you. Now this is challenged with the Queen of Pentacles. I'm wondering if your focus, you're having some sort of mental clarity that you're gaining, but your missing element might have to do with over focusing in the practical world. So some sort of clarity that might be coming here might have, it might not be so detailed in the pragmatic practical world. It might be more spiritual in nature. It might be more elusive to you. And I think that's your challenge right now, is you're on the verge of a breakthrough mentally, but it may not come through in the exact same way that you're maybe traditionally used to things coming through. Capricorn had something similar, so you might want to look for Capricorn in your chart if that's significant. It could just be the challenge of the earth signs at this time. Now, in your needed focus, you have the Four of Cups. This is really contemplating the ways that you might feel disillusioned or the ways that you might feel apathetic. And this is probably to the situations going on in the world. And we'll get into that because I can see it in your environment here as well. You may be getting overwhelmed with external problems, okay? And that might be what's kind of clouding your clarity, because you want to see it. You want to see the proof of it around you, and you're not seeing that yet, even though you know there's a better future to be created, even though you know the ways in which to go about that. There is definitely some focus and sadness and kind of a disillusioned kind of feeling going on that tends to cloud. So we'll get some clarifiers and we'll see what the energies look like for overcoming that. Now, in your past, what you're bringing forward from the past into your current situation that's helpful is the Sun. And that is a beautiful card of happiness. It could also be represented as a card of illumination, where maybe you're bringing some of your knowledge and wisdom, and this is helping illuminate the path forward that you would like to see. So this could be that energy that you're bringing forward. In your future energies, you have the Lovers coming up. So for some of you, that might be a commitment on the horizon, or solidifying a partnership, or making, what's the word? Making something more concrete when it comes to your partnerships. So anchoring in, I feel like is coming up for you in a more there's a higher level of commitment here, so a more dedicated way. Now, in your place of power and embodiment, you get the Emperor. And this is about authority and power. It's a great card to have in a place of power because it puts you in the seat of that mastery, if you will. Now, at times, the Emperor can be a little bit controlling, so you do want to watch for those energies, but we'll get some clarifiers and see, you know, what might be going on there. You're meant to be feeling like you're in a place of power. And I do think some external things are coming in and clouding your crystal clear intellect right now. In the allies and support, you get the Universe. This is actually a bonus card in this deck, and it is all about evolution, possibilities, and infinite growth. So you have this energy surrounding you, and around you that is your ally at this time, and that is all about the growth. So instead of focusing on the places in life, like you're looking at the world spectrum and you're focusing in on the details of things that are very de-evolutionary, and they're not part of that go forward, and that takes you out of your place of power to be able to move forward in the energies and embracing those energies in your life, because it's the power of one. And that's an excellent movie. If you have not seen the movie The Power of One, check that out. How it's the butterfly effect. It's that kind of thing that is around you and supporting you at this time, and recognizing that within yourself, how important your actions and where you place your thoughts are. Now, in your environment, so the things affecting you externally, and this is why I say I think you're being affected or allowing yourself to be affected, is the Three of Swords. It's causing you a lot of pain. When you go and you're looking at the world in its current condition, and now listen, I'm not saying that you don't want to have awareness. I'm not saying to not be educated on what's going on and what's affecting people and what's going on around us, but it is interfering with your vision and your movement toward the future. So you have to be willing to almost give that aspect, that external, what's going on externally and how reality looks right now, give it its little space. Maybe it's a little part of your brain that just is, it's like a clear box. Give it a little room, put it in the clear box. You can look at it, you can observe it, but it's not coming out into your mind and mingling with everything else and impacting your creativity. Now, here in your hopes and fears, you have the Nine of Swords. This is a feeling of where you are concerned about the level of anxiety you carry. At times, this can make you feel hopeless. You're really afraid, I think, because your focus has been on more of like what's going on in the environment around you, and you're not liking what you're seeing. Believe me, a lot of us are not liking what we're seeing. But unless we put our hearts forward with our creative force that's in alignment with Creator Source, that's inspired by the higher forces around us, we're not going to be able to align that with active energies that we put forward. So there's that's why that fear is kind of taking over. Now, the encouragement here would be to find a way to let that go, and we'll probably get into that when we get some clarifiers. In the potential outcome, you get the Wheel of Fortune. This is about your destiny, and I'm reminded of the quote from The Rise of Skywalker. So it was like the last big Star Wars film. Luke says to Rey, facing your fears is the path of the Jedi, and it's your destiny. Basically something like that. He says it smoother and easier, but facing your fears is the destiny of the Jedi, your destiny. And that's what I'm getting here, Virgo. The wheel of change will turn with your energies here, because your place of power is the Emperor. The Emperor is strong enough to turn that wheel, to write a new story. And your ability to move through different energies with a crystal clear thought form and mind, that's what's gonna afford change and affect change in the world. So Virgo, very important month for you. Very important month. Very important energies here that you're dealing with. Let's clarify this Ace of Swords in your current situation. This is about you gaining clarity. I like this. You have the Empress. You have the Empress and the Eight of Cups. So you have the Emperor in your place of power, and you also have the energies of the Empress. Some of you may be having to, or you feel like you have to walk away or leave behind someone or something that you love because their ideas, their approach to the world is just so markedly different from yours that you're like, well, yes, I want to allow more of this clarity to come in. I want to get an even sharper edge here. But I know I have to leave these people behind. They could be members of your family that have a different belief system than you. They could be people in your life that are really tied up into the political arena and the us versus them polarity dynamics. This could be a job, something you've loved doing, but it has now become something that just, you've outgrown it. It's just something that doesn't fit anymore here. And so you're showing me a walking away from someone or something that previously you had a lot of love for and brought you possibly happiness and joy. And because you know, in order for you to receive these new energies and these new lessons, you can't keep exposing yourself to those same dynamics. That's challenging. Let's look at this Queen of Pentacles here in your challenge area. Yes, you get the Nine of Swords, which you also have in your hopes and fears, and the Queen of Swords. So you got two queens here. There may be this internal, I think you're having a bit of an internal battle. That's what it looks like between these two kings or queens. And you could let's just go. I said kings for a reason. For some of you it might be kings. So you're thinking about mastery of the suits. You're thinking about some dynamics that are butting heads here. You have the Queen of Pentacles and the Queen of Swords. So on the one hand, the Queen of Swords is ready to cut through this Nine of Swords. No more anxiety. I'm not going to keep looking that same direction. I have a new direction now. My hand is going in that direction. I am holding my sword up. I'm ready to move. And then you have this Queen of, it's called Buttons in this deck, but Pentacles, and she's in like a little, she's got like a little baby carriage here, and she feels like maybe she has to dumb things down for people, leave people behind because they just choose to stay in a place of ignorance. So this little dynamic that you have, this little fight going on within you here between these queens or kings, part of you wants to move forward, the other part of you is afraid to let go and a little slower to come to that information, and that may be why you feel conflicted. Let's look at this needed focus area. For some of you, this could be so conflicting because it's in a partnership. It could be you and your partner who have just gone different paths. Maybe they've gotten really caught up in something that you know you need to move away from. So for some of you, it could be that challenging, and that's why you're having such a strong internal battle. For others of you, it could be breaking away from a parent and their belief systems that were imposed upon you. On the needed focus here for the Four of Cups, you get the Judgment card and the Ten of Cups. You are being called. You are being called to really recognize this and make a choice. Do you want to continue to focus on things that make you feel apathetic, that make you feel like a nihilist, like there's just no point, like just give up, just let it all burn? Do you really want to keep focusing on those energies? You know, and I'm not talking about acknowledging that those energies are there. We're not going to brush them under the rug. We're not going to spiritually bypass anything. We can acknowledge them. But in this case, if you're putting your strong Virgo intellect focus on it without the proper balance, it's going to just keep you in this same cycle, and you won't be able to affect the change that is being called of you, what's being actually kind of feels like it's demanded of you right now. And you have the Ten of Cups here, and that is the choice. The Ten of Cups, a very happy card of emotional fulfillment. You have to feel emotionally well and fulfilled within yourself, and your emotional energetics have to be in a nice balanced place for you to afford the change that you're being asked to make. Not through your focus on things external of you, but through your own gifts, talents, and abilities. And that's the secret here. And you're really being called. I feel like the universe is really putting it in your face here. Let's look at your past energies here. You've got the Sun. So remember I said you're bringing something important, some illumination in that you've learned in the past. You get the Eight of Swords and the Star. You're learning from the past. This is similar to Capricorn as well. Is that you know that you are the only one who stands in the way of your own dreams. Not only your dreams for yourself, because you do like to take care of others and give to others, your dreams for the world. This is a big energy that you're bringing forward. You do have the knowing and understanding that you are the only one that can stop yourself here. And that's all I need to say about that. Let's look at this future energy, the Lovers here. Remember that energy of commitment coming in. Woo, Virgo. We have a power couple here, the Queen of Cups and the King of Cups. This is all heart space energy. This King and Queen, I love this because coming on top of the Lovers card, it's about commitment and perhaps deepening a commitment, right? But the two are actually slightly turned away from each other. And I don't think that's a bad thing in this case. I think it actually represents a beautiful interdependence. Both of you are focused on the heart. There's love here between the two of you. You're definitely a power couple, but you're meant to share your gifts, your heart space with the world as well. And that's why you're turned outward from each other, but you have the commitment, the partnership, you have the balance. There's a balance of night and day here that I feel in between the two of you, the sun and the moon. You know, it reminds me, and this is just because I've watched Game of Thrones, but for those of you who are familiar with that, Khal Drogo and Khaleesi refer to each other as, he calls her Moon of My Life, and she calls him my sun and stars. And that's the feeling I get here. But yet they have their own past. They have their own ways of conquering their own consciousness. They have their own ways of conquering their own emotions, right? And that's really beautiful. There's a beautiful interdependence here that I really like. And it shows that the two of you are meant to share something greater with the world. It could be about partnership. You could be doing couples counseling together or something like that, talking about taking relationships to the next level. It could just be the way you show up with your friends, family, and everybody that meets you. Okay, in that power embodiment place of the Emperor here, you get the Hierophant, another authority card, and the Knight of Pentacles. I think you do have an understanding of how powerful you are. This feels like a very powerful wave, almost like a tsunami, and you have those great forces within you because of your awareness level. And so I like that you're actually bringing in the Knight of Pentacles because it's more, it plays more to your analytical side, and it allows you to be a little more strategic with how you share that force in the world. So this is your spiritual alignment. This is your material world alignment. This is your physical alignment within your body. This is the embodiment. And it's really nice that you have, it's not a filter, it's not a mask, it's a tempering. You're tempering the way you're sharing it out because you're aware that the things you're aware of through your own test with people that you love, because you've discovered that, you know, you may have to distance some relationships here. You understand that a tempered and balanced approach works better when you are sharing these powerful energies that you have. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. It's actually quite beautiful, and it comes off more graceful. Let's look at your allies from the universe here. Ooh, you get the Emperor. The Emperor and the Lovers. Literally, I'm going to go to your allies are your partnership, your relationship. So I am seeing a monogamous relationship. I'm not seeing externals. I'm talking about the masculine and feminine, divine masculine, divine feminine coming together here. And I see your embodiment your embodiment, especially if you're a Virgo man, you embodying yourself in that authority, in that what I will call the pure, healed patriarchy or patriarchal energy, right? It's where you stand strong as a man and not at the loss or reduction of anyone else, especially not your feminine. So this is a really, really powerful energy. This partnership that you have, or that's in your energetics, if you don't have it right now, it's in your energetics, and it would be the only kind of partnership that you would allow in your life henceforth. From everything you've learned, you're not playing at games here. This is about serious commitment. The commitment between you and someone else strengthens your commitment to your own embodiment and to what you can offer the world, and that is why it results in infinite growth and evolution here. And that's all around you in the supportive energies. Let's look at this environment with the external forces, that Three of Swords. That's when you get looking. Do not watch the news right now. Do not. Go the month of September without watching news or reading news. That's your challenge. You get the Eight of Cups. No, I'm sorry. The Seven of Cups and the Seven of Pentacles. So 2 sevens here. If you can steer yourself away from the us versus them, the duality, the polarization, your challenge is 1 month. You can look at it again in October if you want. But for 1 month, steer yourself clear of that. Possibilities are going to open to you, and you're going to see a lot more clearly what you should be nurturing within yourself for your growth, especially possibly your material world growth and your financial growth. And you're going to be choosing more from the heart because there won't be all that mental interference there. So no news, no watching, no reading. I mean, things are going to cross your path, maybe organically. Maybe you'll be checking up on Facebook or something and you'll see something. Okay, no big deal. But don't go down these rabbit holes, these wormholes of filth. Just trying to activate people into a reactive state instead of a creative state. All right, for your hopes and fears there, you have that Nine of Swords. You get the Five of Wands and the Death card. The conflict that you see in humanity at this time is actually what drives you to anxiety. You may even feel it. Okay, so it may be a feeling. I think it's more of something you're witnessing, and that's why I said be a little bit more mindful for the month of September what you're tuning into. But you're giving me the energy of death and transformation. If you want this to transform externally of you, you have to first do the work inside yourself. And that's what this reading is all about. You've got to go inside yourself and transform it. So this could be a minor shift for some of you and a major shift for others, because the Death card is a transformative energy on a major level. And I think this is personal to how you get caught up in anxiety. And you want to bring an end to that and conflict. Like, you could easily get drawn into these conflicting situations, these problem reaction situations, because you, 9 times out of 10, you have the solution, the correct solution. It's very easy for you to get drawn into these energies. But you have to have the fortitude of the Emperor, of the Hierophant. You have to have the fortitude and the backing of your beautiful commitment to partnership. That has to eclipse the conflict. It has to. That's it. Let's look at this Wheel of Fortune. This is about the Wheel of Destiny here. This is about the story you weave. Potential outcome. You're getting choices here. You can move in a rising manner on the wheel. So I'm going to say the wheel, it's like a spiral wheel, and it kind of floats upwards. And you get the Ace of Wands. That is lighting a torch. That's a brand new beginning. That is fire and passion. For some reason, I feel like you feel like, unless you get caught into solving, unless you're actively involved in solving the problems and like all the details, you feel like you won't be able to ignite change. But I'm seeing quite the opposite here. I'm seeing this wheel go upward with the Ace of Wands. That's the torch that's lighting the way. That is showing people the way to a new way to live. How are you going to show people the way of the new way to live if you're caught up in all the old dynamics? You're not. You're just not. And then you have the Five of Cups. This would be if you stay focused on the external things that you can't control anyway. All you can control is you. Then the wheel turns down the spiral. It's like setbacks, sadness, apathy. Just let it all burn, you know? Total hopelessness. So you've got a choice on this outcome here. Which path here are you going to choose? The Ace of Wands? Are you going to grab that torch, that Olympic torch? Are you going to be the athlete of all of your gifts, talents, and abilities? Are you going to commit to that, which you've got the Lovers here in your allies and support? Are you going to commit to love being the greater force, or fear? That's kind of what I see here. Love, passion, a new beginning, strong, fiery, beautiful, the torch lighting the way, or sadness, apathy, loss, restriction, regrets. To me, it's a pretty easy choice. But you are the controller of your destiny. You are the one who must choose. All right, Virgo, we are going to pull a card here from the Angel Dreams Oracle to close off your reading today. My take on angels is more archetypal than, you know, getting into the story and externalizing angels so much. To me, it's about you and how you embody certain energies. And the energy you get, Virgo, is fire opal. Wow, sensuality and confidence, the fire opal. That enhances what I just said in your potential outcome with the Ace of Wands of choosing the torch. So fire opals are beautiful. They reflect many different colors, much like if you're carrying a torch through a certain environment, different images, different shadows, the way it plays off of the light can change. And this is you getting another message to embrace your creative energies. Steer clear of reactive energies, Virgo, especially in your season, because you are in a place of power right now. We got the Emperor and the Hierophant in your embodiment, in the place of power for you, and it is time to fire those energies up. You also have the Knight of Pentacles there, which means you're going to come across really gracefully and really beautifully, sharing your wisdom and your knowledge and your embodied empowerment. So there's nothing to shy away from here. The other path, the de-evolutionary path, will not match your destiny, and it results in apathy, in nihilism. The evolutionary path and getting that wheel moving through lighting up your torch in the world, your specific gifts, talents, and abilities is what's going to carry through and affect change in the world. Virgo, thank you so much for tuning into this powerful reading. I can't wait to see you next time.